The next Zentangle pattern that I'm going to show you is called feathers. And feathers looks kind of like feathers, but it's a little bit different. And it's actually easier than the corner box. The first part is here on the bottom. I'm going to make some curved lines. So I make my first one. Now I know I'm left-handed, so I'm starting on this side, but if you're right-handed, you would start probably on this side. So I'm going to do that. Switch over. Right-handed. Okay. Curve. Okay, and you'll notice that when I'm using my right hand, I don't draw quite as well. But that's okay. We'll make it work. Okay, so I make my curved lines like this. I go up, over, down, up, over, down, and I keep going until I get to the other side. Then, on top of that, I make another row of curved lines, and this time I want the bottom to touch the middle of the curved line. So I'm going to go from the side here and pretend I'm at the top of the curve and come down and touch the middle of that curve. Then I start from there, come up, curve and touch, up, curve and touch, up, curve, touch. Okay, and then I've got a little space right here, so I come up and touch the side. Okay, I've got a little more space right here, so I'm going to keep going and do one more row. Okay, this time, since that's the middle of the top, so I'm going to start right there, come up, touch the middle of the next one, alright, so now I've got this part of the feathers design in, and there's one more step for this. Inside of each one I make another curved line, and that part's pretty easy. Just make a curved line inside of each curved line. Okay, so the first row is like that. Now in the second row, if you have half a feather, you just make half of a curved line. My drawing is more wiggly when I draw with my right hand, right? Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3 is called linked, and you might be able to guess that it looks kind of like a chain. So this one, the linked pattern, is also pretty easy to do. I'll show you how it starts. You start with an oval, then you move down a little, leave a space, make another oval until you get down to the bottom. And I've got a little more space here, so I'm just going to do a little tiny part of an oval there. Okay, that's the first part. Next, I need the sides, and I go from one oval and make a curved line to the next oval. I do it again from the same oval, another curved line to the second oval. Okay, and so I'm going to go down again and one more time like that. Curved line, curved line, curved line, curved line. Okay, pretty soon you're going to start to see the chain come out when I do this side. So now that I've got my curved lines on one side, I'm going to make the curved lines coming down on the other side. 2 curved lines, 2 curved lines, 2 curved lines. Okay, do you see how it looks like a chain now? It's a pattern that looks like a chain. And I've got some space, so I'm going to do it one more time right next to it. Ovals. And curved lines on one side. Doesn't matter which side I do it on, so I'm going to do it on this side first now to show you that you could do it either way. 2 curved lines. And then the other side. Okay, now for my last pattern. And the last pattern that I'm going to show you guys, I don't know the name of it, but we'll just get started. It starts with a bunch of circles. Okay, so I fill up my space with circles, as many as I can fit in there. Inside of each circle, you're going to put a dot. And then around each dot, you're going to make lines that come out from the center to the outside of the circle. So it radiates out and it looks kind of like the iris in an eye. And the iris of the eye is the colored part of the eye. Okay, now this pattern is almost finished, but not quite, because I also fill in the background. Okay, if you have the chance to go online and search for different kinds of Zentangle patterns, you'll find lots of interesting kinds of patterns. Okay, so now that we have our Zentangle practice patterns done, we are ready to draw our rooster and fill it with our Zentangle patterns. Get your white paper ready. And start with a colored pencil of your choice. It doesn't matter what color you pick for this, as long as you don't pick yellow, you're pretty safe. If you pick yellow, it's just hard to see. So that's why I don't recommend that you pick yellow. Let's start by pointing to the middle of our paper. And above that is where we're going to draw our eye. Don't make it too big and don't make it really, really tiny. Oop. Okay, I'm going to draw a circle. And then add a couple of lines on it so that it looks like it has an eyelid. And inside going to make a dot. Okay, next part. Draw a curved line over the top for the top of the head.